Willie D Live.
Back earlier, when we first started talking, you was saying that you blame the drugs, not your parents.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you would say that because most people who experience that type of lifestyle growing up, they will blame their parents. They will just, because they've been through so much trauma, they got to blame somebody. And most people find a human being to blame. They'll say, it was my daddy, it was my mama did this or whatever. But you blame the drugs. Why?
Because the heroin, heroin is a mother. Some people can't go through them withdrawals. Like, they couldn't beat it. They just couldn't beat it. So, like I said, we lived on this couch for a fucking 2 weeks. Then we go to my other uncle's house and live on that couch. We were couch hoppers. We call ourselves couch hoppers because we live on different of our family. They all loved my parents. That's why they did it. Because my parents were good people. Everyone loved them, but they just couldn't shake that heroin. You know what I mean? So they all my aunts and uncles are also responsible for raising me and my brother. And my parents weren't bad people. They just were on heroin. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't really blame them because my mom especially, she really tried. She always made sure we had some food and she'd always try to make sure. Like I said, my dad, he'll break into shit to get us some fucking food. So we always had somewhere to sleep. We never had to be homeless like outside in the car. We were damn near, but we got to stay in people's couches. So I know they tried. They couldn't stop that fucking heroin. And heroin, they say, I would never do it. I never understood a motherfucker stick a needle in his arm at all, period. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker offer you a needle, I'm going to slap the shit out of somebody because that's disrespect. But they was on it. I guess in the 70s, heroin was big. Was the heroin big out here in the 70s? I mean, when you was...
Yeah. I walked into a cafe and I was looking for my mom. And I walk into the restroom and I see this dude. He got the strap
Wrapped around
his arm and he's hitting it. Spooked the hell out of me. I was at 7th grade at the time. But I remember not wanting to do drugs for that reason. I always hear people. I used to read a lot when I was a kid. I used to read a whole lot of stuff. I would read newspapers and I never read the sports section. I would read the metropolitan section, the front page, and business. But anytime I would hear stuff about drugs, and I saw a lot of people that did drugs in person, drugs spooked me because there were good people that I knew that did drugs. And it made them do the craziest things, the most uncivilized things. And because drugs affect different people in different ways, you don't know how it's going to affect you until you try it. So my thing was like, I'm just not going to try it because I don't like the idea of something being in control of my mind other than me, somebody or whatever, something other than me being in control of what I think and what I do.
You've always been like that, huh? Since teenagers?
I have.
Boy, that's solid, man. That's solid.
I have, man. And I learned early on, like, if I'm going to do something stupid, it's going to be my idea. That way, if I end up in jail, or if I'm lying on that ground and I'm gasping for air, I'm struggling for oxygen, I want to know that, I don't want to be laying down like, you big dummy, because of this guy right here. No, it's going to be because I made the conscious decision to do that, and I can live with it. That's why everything that I've ever done, anytime I ever got myself in a jam, whether it be, legally or personal, whatever, I was able to take my bitter with my sweet because I always looked at it like I brought it on myself. I never blamed anybody else. I never wore an excuse T-shirt.